here now. We're going over to the house too, so that'll be extra. I mean, you'll love it. You'll love the house. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying
Okay.
to find you on
See if
here.
I-
There we are. All right.
Okay. No. So it's all voice, not video.
No, it's video too. You see
Okay.
me
Good.
now?
There you go. Intune. What is Intune? Is it? It's asking me to sign up with Intune. Is that it?
No.
Okay. So we're good with just. I see you now. Hey, Camila. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I can't complain.
Okay, so before we get started, I was having some technical difficulties. I don't know what that was about. I had to start my computer all over again,
Okay.
but all is well. So before I get into who I have on today, I usually tell my people that I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are one connection, one advice, one help away from where you need to be in life. Somebody in my circle knows somebody in your circle. We'll connect up, and then there's a whole nother connection of where or what I need from this person. Also, I let them know how I know the person. So we call him Nook. His real name is William, and I think you're muted.
I just didn't want to
Oh,
interrupt. Didn't want to
but
interrupt
I
you.
know him um, since 1996 at the University of Michigan. It's been that long. And you know how you meet somebody or you look at a person and you be like, yeah, they're going to be successful at whatever they try to go do. He was, we were at a bridge program, which is basically bridging high school graduates to your freshman year in college. And so I met him that summer. Soon as I graduated from high school, he was in, I want to say, Berkeley,
Yes, it was Markley. Yeah.
Berkeley, and in the hallways. And he introduced himself to a couple of people that were in our bridge program, let us know who he was. I never asked him what he was going to school for. I just knew he was going to be successful. He looks
Thank you so
successful,
much.
even back then. So um, later on, I left, I think, in 98, and I found him on Facebook, and we've been friends ever since. And
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
looking, and I'm like, this he says on his page, this is something that my hands did, and I'm
Mhm.
thinking, what is he talking about? And he's showing me pictures of houses that he designed,
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my god, the
Mhm.
houses that I've seen on his Facebook page is ridiculous. Like, you
Thank you so
designed
much.
this
Yeah.
house. So I want you guys to welcome my friend William Dubose, who's an architect in New York.
In New York, in Brooklyn. And let me preface this whole conversation with
Okay.
I'm actually in North Carolina today, last minute flight down to North Carolina. So your viewers will get extra special extra treat because we're actually I'm with my client right now. We're going to see his beautiful house that he bought for his mom and redesigned for his mom. So and I'd like to say I co-designed it with him because he's got a lot of style.
Wow. So you
Yeah.
guys are in for a treat. You're gonna see something firsthand that he has something to do with. I'm so excited. Not only that, but you are a very successful black man who's out here putting his mind and his hands to work, and you don't have to want for nothing because of the design that God has given you. So I'm excited
Thank
that you
you.
were able to come on the show today. So let's go back. In your younger days, were you drawing back then, or how did this come about?
That's funny. As a youth, I was more of an artist. I would draw a lot. So I was more into still lifes and portraits and things of that nature. And I would draw basically every day. I would draw, and it's funny because in my early years, I got to a point where I didn't draw, and I realized that drawing was cathartic for me. It was like relax, help me meditate, it helped me just chill and not think about anything. So it was really cool. So as I got older, I got more into the technical drawings, and I had got more into like the I guess the technique of painting, technique of drawing, things of that nature, and moved into architecture after like maybe after my freshman year of college. Moved into architecture, and I'll tell you like how that was inspired was by seeing, basically my influence as a child, having an artistic background, but then also going to Italy, I saw things like Michelangelo's David, and then I saw his rotunda on the side of Santa Maria Novella, and it was basically he was an artist and an architect at the same time. And I said, if he could do it, I could do it, and that's how it all started.
Wow.
Yeah,
That so you went to Italy to see this on hand.
yeah. I went to Italy. I would take advantage of it. I'm from the inner city Chicago, South Side Chicago, neighborhood called Auburn Gresham, and not known for not known for its architecture, not known other parts of the world that people in our progression don't typically get to see. I wanted to see it. So as a kid, 18 years old, I got this 5 foot tall big sack, and I'm traveling through Brussels and on my way to Florence, Italy, and it was great. I toured through Pisa, Pistoia, Lucca, Venice, all over northern Italy.
Wow. So coming from Chicago, and for whatever reason, the media always place, Chicago and Detroit and Cleveland, inner city places in a bad limelight. Um, Growing up, did you have support to, get where you are now, like drawing school or after school programs? What were you doing?
I think my family supported me really well. Friends always supported me. They, when you're young, they say, "Oh yeah, you're different," and it wasn't in a negative way. They wanted to protect me, basically.
Mhm.
Do for me to do. They were doing what they had to do to get by, and they never wanted me to do that. They didn't think I was cut from that cloth. So I think that, in a sense, like the bad kids even supported me. You know what I mean? The kids, quote
Wow.
unquote,
Okay.
bad kids. And then my family was always there. So my mother, my brother, my dad, sister, extended like family and uncles, aunts, all that stuff. We all had a close knit family.
And
So
that's good.
yeah, and Chicago. So my grandmother was in Robert Taylor, so we spent most of our time in the Robert Taylor homes, and even like there, and then even on in Auburn Gresham as well. Everybody, so we supported one another. It feels like I'm really making it. I'm highlighting something that a lot of people. I'm doing like what a lot of the old folks do. Yeah, back in my day, we all had each other's backs and all that stuff. But what we truly did have each other's backs. That's my experience growing up.
And that's good. I just had a cousin on I want to say Wednesday or Thursday, and he talked about basically getting back to the village, where everybody pushed everybody, and it was nothing selfish about it. And we actually need to get back to the importance of a village to help raise the children, help them to get to where they need to go to, and just in a just showing love to each other. And that's good. That is really good. I know for myself, being at the University of Michigan at that time, it had its moments. I actually came in, like I said, in 96, and I want to say 97 or nope, 96. They were allowed to allow the Ku Klux Klan to march
Right.
down in front of the university diag. And it was a culture shock for me that at that time we thinking it's 96. There's no way I'm seeing what I'm seeing. They marched down like they own the street, in their sheets with their shotguns, and it was nothing that could be done because they had permits. And cops. I think I seen every black person on campus at that time, and it was a cry for help for all of us to look at each other and be like, cover yourself without saying anything. Don't get caught out here by yourself or anything like that, because they just showed you what was allowed. Were you out there that day when they
Oh, you
did
know,
that?
that's funny. I wasn't. My college roommate was out there, and he's actually in the middle of my old college roommate was there, and he's actually in a pic from Time magazine. And I bumped into it in one of these Time Life books, and he's actually in a pic over a KKK member. I don't think he was swinging at him or anything, but I think he's over him like somebody else knocked him down. I think he was just looking like, what is going on, like astounded by what was happening. But I remember that well.
I wanted to go home. I literally wanted to pack up and leave. And I called my grandmother, and she said, no, you will not leave because your ancestors fought a long time for you to be on this campus. You're there
Exactly.
for a reason. And if I had not called, I probably would have left, because I was not ready. You see this in movies, you see this in books, and you're like, I'm 18, 19 years old. I was not ready and prepared to see anything like that. Um,
Exactly.
Also, were you, I'm trying to remember, were you a hall person?
I was a minority peer advisor, so I had a dorm that I was over, Cousins Hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So
I vaguely remember that. I'm like, I think he was in the halls making sure that all the freshmen and all of that stuff made sure we
right.
were doing what we supposed to do again, making sure that when we were on campus, we went to class, made sure the time that we were there, we was there for a reason to be successful. Also, I told you, I never told you then, but I was looking at you and I said to myself, whoever he is, I have to make sure I stay in contact with him.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, you got a beautiful soul too, so I'm glad we reconnected.
Wow, I'm like, just to see your hand, and I'm excited that the people are gonna see this house that you had something to do with designing.
Yeah.
Um,
Just keep. It's going to take a few minutes to get there, but I
okay.
will show you nonetheless.
Also, how did I think I remember reading an article about you, saying that you got to the University of Michigan on a scholarship.
Well, I did get a partial scholarship from the School of Art and Design initially. And then, architecture, we have a 2+2 program, sort of. You do 2 years, your 2 years, your prereqs, and then you do your 2 years directly all architecture.
Mm-hmm.
So in doing both, I got small scholarships to do them both. But I got one from the Deltas, and then I also got one from the School of Art and Design. That was cool.
Okay. So,
But I still did get those. I got those student loans too. So,
still.
right, I still got those. We all
So
got them.
how did you get to New York?
I was thinking initially when I finished grad school, I was a little I was interested in a different scale of design, so I was going to do advertising. I did a Guy Friday position at an ad agency. It's a black ad agency called Uniworld. So I did a Guy Friday position there while I worked through the week. I worked for another architect in even Connecticut. It was, I think it was. Connecticut. At the time, no, at the time I was working in downtown Manhattan for an architecture firm doing housing, and uh, and I was able to just take my Fridays to work with an addicts.
Mm.
By
So
the way,
from
it's going to
that,
be about. Say it again. By the way, it's going to be about 15 minutes, 16 minutes before
okay,
we get to the house.
that's
Yeah,
fine. So let's see, New York. How long did it take for, I guess, from grad school to actually getting I guess your first official gig by yourself?
it took maybe, let's see. I think all the time I was all the time I was working, I was looking for opportunities like that because I felt like I read the Fountainhead. If you're familiar with the Fountainhead, it's just like that. Creativity is there when you can do it for yourself and you're the one kind of controlling the design behind the new project. So I got a chance to do it maybe 2 years, 3 years. Yep, 3 years after, about 3 years after I finished grad. So I was
Okay.
working in downtown Manhattan, and then I got an opportunity to teach at Pratt Institute. So I started teaching interior design. I also got a job, not a job, but I did about 5 episodes on HGTV, doing some like styling for places. So while I was doing that, then people were checking it out. I got opportunities to apply, and I think one client was buying a house in Brooklyn and just wanted me to. Actually, a friend was working on a client's house in Brooklyn, so I co-designed the project with her, and then we just kept working together. I kept working with the client after that, and then everything, one thing just led to another. I'm sitting with the client in a restaurant, somebody sees me sketching, and I had two friends that were buying a company. They were buying three companies. They had a 20,000 square foot office space. So imagine just one floor plan of a house, like 20 by 50. So imagine maybe 20 of those spaces all together, and that's what they had. So that was my first big breakout project right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually tried. I felt I was a little intimidated by that project. I tried to give that project to the firm I was working with. They didn't want it, so I took it, and I just did my best with it.
So now you're strictly independent, correct? Or you work for
Exactly.
someone?
I've been doing this. I've been working for myself for the last 12 years.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you're
Started my
totally
business 12
based
years ago.
in Brooklyn, correct?
Based in Brooklyn, but I have projects that I do in Chicago, North Carolina, Atlanta, Detroit, and they come in different scales, different sizes.
Okay. So how does that go? Is it like a bid type thing, or how does that go for them to get you?
A lot of my stuff I get word of mouth. I get word of mouth. I get references. I get referrals from different current clients and other friends like yourself. They'll refer me for projects, and I'll just take a look at it and see if it's something that's right for me and the client. So right now, also I'm bidding for some larger projects. So, but the smaller projects, residential, I don't typically bid for them. I usually introduce myself, and then we see if it's a fit for us both, me and the client.
Okay. So with you being by yourself, are you looking to have people to get on to help you, or you just strictly doing the design part?
Well, I strictly do the design. I have a person in England, a sister in England that helps me out. I have another brother in Philly that helps me. So people are everywhere. I have a partner in Chicago on a new venture, on the larger projects. We're pushing, we just submitting an RFP, request for proposals for a $30 million project, which is really nice. I mean, a $30 million project in Detroit, which is an education, which is a school K through 8 program. Then in the next couple of years, it's going to be a high school program as well. So we'll see how that goes.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is awesome.
yeah. I think
It
in my philosophy, I think the smaller programs are like the best. The smaller businesses are flexible. We can change in a day. You see how um, someone was just saying. I think a friend of mine, Mike Muse, was just saying that. telling us early that GM has decided to do all electric vehicles. Well, I wonder how long it took them to decide to do it and kind of create the backup or the infrastructure for them to be able to switch over to electric vehicles. But when you got somebody small and I can work and ship out the work to other people, give other people opportunities, and I can change basically my whole focus in a matter of a day, the whole business focus in a matter of a day without having to really worry about anything, without having to confer or worry about anything going down.
Okay.
Since without
That's
having too
good.
many worries, I can kind of switch it up.
I think it was it yesterday or the day before. I was on your page, and for those who don't know, he has a daughter, and she is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, how old is she now?
She's not. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And since I've known her existence, I've never met her, but in her existence on Earth, um, he has always put her out as the the light to his pathway.
You're right.
Um,
She is my life. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
so how did you know, not that how did that happen, because I know how it happened, but
Yeah,
um
right.
so how has fatherhood been for you?
It's been really good. It's a lesson, she's basically representing, she's basically showing me who I am, how I work, and the things that she does kind of reflect the way I live and how I work. So if I have issues where I can't communicate, then I see those issues in her where she can't communicate. It just teaches me that I need to learn to communicate better, or it just teaches me to appreciate things. And also number three, teaches me to like appreciate the other people in my life who are offering advice and guidance.
So this was nine years ago, and I'm assuming you're on the brink of, what you're doing with your architect.
Yeah.
And um on his Facebook page, it's always pictures of her. It's always something, she's dancing, she's having a great personality. And I love the fact that you allow her to be free, and you guys show and display a true father and daughter relationship. And I think I commented that. Like, I love this relationship that you guys have, and how it actually reminds me of how Kobe was with his daughter.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing. I was talking to my buddy today, but we didn't necessarily have all these opportunities when we were growing up. So just having a chance to explore things, whether travel with her and just play with her is it's a godsend. It's amazing. It really
Wow.
is.
So is she into drawing now or no?
We tried drawing a little bit, but now we were just listening to, she had a recital this morning for guitar. So we were just trying a little bit of everything. We tried soccer, just having the opportunity to try all this stuff. We were younger, we were just outside playing right now. You know,
Mm.
as kids, we were outside playing, but now just having this little structured, like this structured program or path set up for her where she can kind of do whatever she wants as long as she just explores it all. That feels good to me.
It looks good too.
Yeah.
Um, with me being a daddy's girl,
Mhm.
the moments of learning who I was, my dad allowed me to be me. And that relationship, from being a baby all the way to, he left this earth, was something that I missed the most. Of my dad knowing when it's time to talk, knowing that moment when, like you said, the frustration when you can't talk, or acting out, or whatever the case may be, daddy would put me back in line, but he will always do it in love. So that when I see the display, especially a black man being in his daughter's life, it is life itself. So I commend you on that to be in your daughter's life.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's a real blessing just to say I'm, that to have one and just be around, just to get that authentic, like the real lessons from somebody around you reflects what you do. It's a real lesson.
Yeah, I think the last picture, I think you were holding her and you guys were looking out the window, I believe.
Right.
The other day, and I was just like, I wanted to cry because it was so beautiful. The picture spoke volumes, and she's gonna appreciate, well, she appreciates it now, but she's really gonna appreciate it when she's older and adolescent, gets a hold, and a lot of questions that daddy might not be ready to answer.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah. She got them right now. Got a lot of them right now.
but at least she's able to come to you and actually ask the question.
Hey, look at me. I'm gonna need aunties like you to come around and say, look, ask me that question. I'll get it for you. I'll take care of that.
But it's good. I love it. We have, again, with media, they like to display, fathers missing out of the home. And we all have our moments in life, when we want to check out. I have them. But at the same style, you have responsibilities. And for you to have a whole load like you do and still take care of your daughter, again, it's awesome to see. And I'm glad that this platform is able to show people like you that yes, I'm still doing what I need to do, not only for my daughter, but you're leaving legacy. You're a part of legacy already, from the village that you came from. And now, they see a successful person like you that came from Chicago, doing it big in Brooklyn, all over the world. Um, it's a sight to see, like, yes, we need to put this out. Yes, he needs to be in more magazines. Yes, he needs to be out on the front, because it could be somebody that's from our neighborhood looking for somebody for hope in someone like you.
Hmm. Exactly. Gotcha. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a transition period having her and having to work and form a business at the same time, but it's been the best, like real great. It's been some great formative years for her and for the business too. So I'm happy about that. And you're right about the stereotypes and just seeing my friends and just having the support of my friends, just supporting my business, supporting my personal life. It's a godsend, and it shows me too that there are some wonderful African American people, wonderful everybody, but I got to concentrate on my African American Black friends and like there's some wonderful people that are defying the odds. And when you say odds or defying the stereotypes that are out there. When you look at Chicago right now, it's I think I was there a week ago formatting this like formalizing an agreement for a partnership. But look at Chicago, and I was there looking at the what was that, the carjackings that they report have increased so much, and it's just giving Chicago a bad rep. But when you look at it, you got about 18 to 24-year-olds, almost 50%. I think it's 47 to 50% of those guys don't have jobs. And it's not just because we're bad guys that we don't have 50% of us don't have jobs. It's partially because of stereotypes and what people think about you, what people think about bringing businesses to your area, or what people think about even residing in your area and bringing up property values in your neighborhood.
Hmm.
You know, yeah. So I'm very happy to like just add to a positive stereotype for us all, like a
That's
positive.
really good. Um, what else? Have you been back to the University of Michigan since in a while?
Yeah, I think I was there maybe the last homecoming, not this year, but 2019. I was at the homecoming.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah,
ever think about what is the name of your business?
it's a Will Dubose design. And I'm also partnering for a company for larger projects, educational, industrial projects with a company called Seek Architecture.
Okay. We gotta make sure we shout your business out, just in case
Yeah,
somebody wants
yeah.
to hire you. And I would say I'm highly recommending you um, for whatever the need is. I don't know. I don't know if you do simple like just redo my kitchen. I don't know.
Do it all. We do it all. There's a way. Where there's will, there's a way. You know what I mean? Where there's will, Dubose, there's a way. Look up. Yep, and it's just Will Dubose Design, either the IG or even Facebook or the website willdubosedesign.com or Will Dubose Design.
I always want to know where did your nickname come from?
Oh, jokingly, I could say in every neighborhood you got a Ray, Pookie, Earl, Junebug, Ray, all that stuff. So Nookie was one of those dudes, and it just never got away from me. So as I got older, I got to Michigan, people started calling me Nook, and
Mm,
just never died.
right. I was like, we were talking to Stacy Thomas. I don't you know who Stacy is, right?
Stacey Thomas, is that the basketball player?
Yes,
Yes, okay, yeah, she was great. She was great.
absolutely. So um Stace is me and her have been friends since 96. And I
Really?
want to say she was on the same floor with Miriam. I want to say that. And
Mhm.
so this is how I end up seeing you a lot because they were on the same floor.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so we're still friends. Matter of fact, I text her like, guess who's gonna be on the show today? She's like, who? I said, Nook. And she was like, Nook from U of M? I said,
Yeah.
yes.
There you go. There you go.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know what your real name was. Okay, all I know is Nuke.
You know what? It's funny because when we were growing up, it wasn't even pretentious. It was like coming up to Michigan, nobody cared who your family was. They just cared who you were and how you treated them and how you represented yourself on campus.
Yeah, those were the days. I mean, our me and Stace joke about it all the time. Of we would go to class, do your homework, meet in the hallway, in the back rooms, and play space till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, like we don't have class the next day.
Yes,
And
exactly.
even with her, she really I'm hopefully soon I'll be able to get her on the show. But those days that I spent at the University of Michigan made me who I am today. Um
Mhm.
and the people that I met were some true friends even to this day. Those who actually said and accomplished and said what they were going to be when they were
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
that what they are today.
There you go.
So,
There you go. Yeah. Hey, look, we're at the house now.
okay. Uh-oh. I think he's stuck. Oh,
All right.
okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Okay.
you.
All right. Hopefully, I think my Wi-Fi is good, but I think my reception is good too. All right.
Okay.
A little chilly out here in North Carolina, but it's good though.
Okay.
So so first off, it looks like a small house on the outside, and I'm gonna try to flip this camera around if I can flip around. It's like a small house on the outside, but I'm gonna walk around to the front. There's a small town where the mother grew up, and she said she couldn't even walk down this block when she was younger. So it's just big, it's meaningful for her just to have this space. So it looks like a very small house, but it opens up for you when you get inside. Let me come in through the front here, figure this out if I can do that. Okay, but we can keep talking meanwhile. In the
Okay.
meantime, yeah, this stuff is coming together. But
Okay.
let's see. Can I get in there? Not yet. I'll come through the back. I'll put it back on me for a second as I come
Okay.
to the back. Okay. So go ahead, Camila. I'm sorry to interrupt with my little, I'm just so proud of this house, you know, because it really came together for everyone.
So how long did it take for this particular house?
Well, because of COVID, it ended up taking us about 6 months to get it really done. And it's almost there.
So
So we're
if
gonna
it
walk
had
in.
not been for COVID, how long do you think it would have took?
Probably a little less, about 4 or 5 months. What? Say, here's my man right here. Okay, good. Yeah. You want to walk us through or no? You want to walk us through? I'll walk through it unless you want to walk.
It's your first time seeing it.
It's my first time. I'm so happy seeing it, man.
We had some stuff laying around that
Yeah.
trying to move in.
Okay.
I'm just as excited. This is just new to me. The house that Will built.
There you go.
Peace, everybody.
Literally.
Yeah, literally, man. I had the vision, shared it with this brother. He was able to put it on paperwork so that the contractors could read it and execute it in a phenomenal way. We started with the inside, then we're going to work ourselves out. You know, we got some outside stuff to do. But right now, this is where we're at on the inside. This really came a long way. I can tell that just looking at it.
Got it. Yeah.
So go ahead and walk.
Thank you, bro.
Will.
Thanks a lot, man. We'll walk in.
House that Will built.
Right? It's beautiful, man. I'm going to take these shoes off. Okay. Yeah. There you go. So we kind of opened up the ceiling, took it up 2 stories. I gotta have a better camera to see everything all together, but we opened this up. The front that you saw, you know, first the ceilings were at 8 feet, but now we opened everything up. We got a space, a loft space up there, kind of like an artist studio space up there. All of the floors had to come in new. I'm just happy about it because the mom is going to experience something different. And that's just, you know, very happy about that. So the good thing is, see, yes, I love them actually. So we just did these stairs to come up to the next level. I can take a quick walk up there. Little studio space, loft space up here.
Wow.
Bath. But you know, you're in the South and you just don't see stuff like this out here. You know what I mean? So some of these things will be finished up soon. And Rob is like traveling all the time. So this is the place he might even come back to.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. So we got 2 bedrooms here. This was funny. I have to show you the befores because this was a completely different space. Yeah, so now we got like a little wet area here. Let's turn this on.
Is that a jacuzzi tub?
It is. It's a jacuzzi tub.
Oh, gosh.
Travertine floors. This little walk-in shower here with the rain shower here. Mom's gonna be so excited to have this done. So I'm really happy about it. Very, very happy about this. And just proud of my man for putting it all together. Yeah. So yeah, that's I gotta show you, I have to show you the befores for you to really realize what happened, because this house underwent a flood at one point, and he took it and built it back up. And it's like just kind of realized the
floors though, Nook. What did y'all do to these floors?
Yeah, the floors are beautiful. They're very nice. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very nice. Yeah.
So did she already have an open kitchen or no?
No, this was nothing like this. This really wasn't like this.
What happened was this area, I don't know if people are familiar with Hurricane Florence. It came and decimated this community, drowned it out, basically flooded out the whole area. And people that were prior owners to it was basically like, you know, just trying to fast sell it. My uncle, who's my sister, my mother's brother, he had actually purchased across the street. And I was like, man, Uncle, you know, this is the kind of stuff we need to be passing down. You know, this kind of information about buying up property is the kind of stuff you need to share with your nephew. So he was like, well, look, come with me, you know, and then he brought me across the street and he showed me this property, because he was actually looking at this property at first, but his wife, my aunt, wasn't comfortable with living next to a cemetery because it's a cemetery like further back behind the house. And I was like, I don't mind that. Those are the best neighbors anybody can want because they're the quietest neighbors you'd ever want. So that was nothing of a hindrance to me and my mom. So when I came over here and checked out the property, it was a nice 2,400 square foot house. It was flooded out, but the owner was willing to, and it's on 2 acres of land. And I had another 2 properties behind this house on the 2 acres of land. One of the buildings alone is worth, it's a Mason building, so it's worth like 75,000 in itself, just that building behind this house.
Right.
So it was a great sale that he gave it to me for $50,000 pretty much. So I bought it directly through the owner. I didn't have to go through the bank or nothing. We wrote up the paperwork to the lawyer. He put a little 3% interest on it, just I ain't. And I'm basically been paying him, every month for the house. And in the meantime, we found some contractors, that was the biggest challenge, finding the contractors, the people to do it. But once we found the contractors, I communicated to Will my vision. Came down and checked it out. Told him how I wanted the vaulted ceilings, open space. My mom is the only person that's going to be here. So I kind of wanted to focus downstairs. She really doesn't have much reason to go upstairs. So I figured, why even keep upstairs if she's not going to use it anyway? So I wanted to maximize the house. And it has a slanted ceiling. So this part of the upstairs is basically getting shorter and shorter anyway. So I said it would be more attractive if she could use this for her downstairs. So the idea was just to have open space, vaulted ceilings, and Will was able to draw out my vision and put it on the diagram for the contractors to look at and understand. And ever since like July, we've been working on it, and today is like the most completed project we've had to date. And she's been excited about the journey, just looking at my mom enjoy bringing her taste and style. She picked out the countertops. She picked out the appliances and things like that. She picked out the colors. I suggested a red accent wall because I figured gray everything would be too much, but the red accent wall really pops. She likes that. She has a master bedroom with a spa-like master bathroom attached, which she really likes.
She said,
oh, yeah,
like that.
Yeah. And, she picked the lighting and stuff. Will drew out the light system for the electrician. He clearly understood it. Will was also very instrumental because when I first thought of the idea, I said, "Ooh, master bathroom here, and then a bathroom over here." But Will, his experience was smart enough to suggest, "How about we keep all the water contained in one area, so if something was to go wrong, it wouldn't be that difficult to find it and execute fixing it." So all of our watering is literally right here in the center of the house, and we're able to maximize the other space for like living space, which I thought was a brilliant idea. I never thought of that first, but yeah, Will suggested that. And we also have a half bathroom upstairs, so it's like 2.5 beds, 2 bedroom, 2,400 square feet, and I just did it for my mom.
It's amazing. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Rob is the epitome of get it done. Like he's just a smart, focused brother. Very smart, focused brother, And we originally met in New York, in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and he's all over the country now.
So that is is that a fireplace?
That is. Yeah.
That's my pride right there. I was like, I want a fully exposed fireplace. Like you can walk all around.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was one of the things. We're building a mansion right now. We have a contractor building an oak mansion, oak wood to go around with the fireplaces. Yeah, I'm super excited about the exposed fireplace. I thought that was dope.
I love it.
I've never seen nothing like that before. Not in the middle of the house. Not like that.
Exactly.
And it works. So,
So when you heat it up, it's in the center of the house, so it's gonna heat up everything.
yeah, but we had
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Excellent.
yeah.
That's great.
So that means that's a less on the heating bill.
It should be. Should be. Yeah.
Oh, we went with the I forgot the name of the insulation, but it's the like thick kind. So like right now, it
Yeah.
feels very comfortable and we don't even have the heat system on.
Yeah. So we got put insulation into the ceiling, new lighting system. You see all these recessed lights throughout.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the wall, I wanted to make sure the insulation was like good to keep the sound. I didn't want sound carrying through the house. So I really focused on insulation. Now I think I'm getting the advantage of having quality insulation with keeping the temperature regulated here. And also what I like is that the ducts for the air unit, we didn't design this part, but they actually the contractor put it there for I guess once the pass inspection too.
Right.
So this is a brace for the wall to be so vaulted and open, but also it's an area for the duct system to hit.
Very. Yeah.
Well, I will say it looks like you guys put in some time in the very details of the house, and it so far it looks awesome. The floors look like you can eat off of them.
Exactly.
And the coloring is nice, and I know your mom is gonna love this house. And even if she wanted to go up the stairs, she could. If she don't, she could have a whole house downstairs with her in that, and that's perfect.
Oh yeah, I just took them upstairs too. Beautiful. Yeah. It's a little private space upstairs, like a cozy nook and an artist loft, basically. So I'm really happy with that. So congrats, Rob, on this. Congrats on this, bro. Yeah. Camila, thank you for looking at this.
Man, this is awesome, and our people will be able to actually see, your hands up close, like the design that's in your head, and that you know what you're doing. Not like somebody will just say something, oh, I'm a this and that. No, you're actually looking at the design that he had in his head, along with this young man telling him, what his heart's desire was for his own mother, which is also leaving legacy. So I appreciate you guys even showing us this. And I'm glad I was able to see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is beautiful view. Thank you so much, Camila. Thank you. Yeah. Inspired. I'm just happy. My friends are inspiring me right now. Very inspirational.
And when I was able to support you and use his services, man, he was the first brother I called. I was excited to support the brother's business and put money in his pocket. That felt good. I encourage other brothers and sisters to do the same thing with friends in their circles. Because it's one thing to say like you like what somebody does, but I mean, there's no bigger flattery than actually like using their business and paying them their value of what they worth. And I actually feel like I underpaid for what Nook did.
Aw.
He's golden. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you about to make me cry.
That's good. I'm about to cry. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
You guys, I am so elated. You guys have no idea. You guys have put a smile on my face with seeing this. And again, Nook, I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Eventually, when you come to Detroit, you gotta let me know
Okay.
so
Will
we
do.
can hook up in person and like reminisce and see and eventually, see on hand what you're about to do in the city of Detroit. Shout
All
out your
right.
business again.
Say that again. My business. Oh, it's Will Dubose Design. The IG is Will Dubose Design. Facebook Will Dubose Design, and then website willdubosedesign.com. DUBOSE Design.
And if you're on Facebook, you guys, it's Nook Will Dubose. And again, if you have any projects coming up, you want somebody to help design, or you want somebody to put some anointed hands on it, please reach out to my friend. And what is your client's name?
Oh, this is I don't. This is I'll go ahead and say it. This is Rob Morgan. You probably have seen him on Just Mercy. You may have seen him on Bull. He's one of the top 25 acts of the century.
Well, ain't that
Yeah.
something?
Sorry about that, Rob. She asked me, so.
So
But
I
yeah,
just want to
great.
thank him.
He's a great brother. Look, first of all, he's just a great brother, and I'm just
As
happy my
he
friends are just supporting and just inspiring me like this.
he has a heart of gold, and he has no idea the blessings that's about to come to him just for doing this for his mom. Not only to be able to bless you, um, again, legacy is right here before us, right here with two wonderful black men that in any way possibly I will support. Again, later on, I will have you back on the show again. Anything that you got coming up, if you want me to advertise it, get with me. I will do whatever I can to support you.
All right. Thank you so much. Love you and appreciate you, Camila.
All right, I'll
So
see you
glad we
soon.
connected. All right. See you soon. Mhm.